Yo, 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 what's goody, what's goody, what's goody? This your boy Hoodie Kush in the basement, boys. I figured I'd come in a little bit early. I ain't got shit else to do. I'm sitting here bored as hell. I figured let me go on early. You know what I'm saying? Just talking about the upcoming game against the Jets, and seeing what we could possibly do to come out with a win. That Gones, what's the deal, my guys? Good to see you. It's good to see you. Figured I'd just jump on early. You know what I'm saying? 8 minutes early, it is what it is. Let's just get it going. You know what I'm saying? I've been eager to talk my ish. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Just getting prepared for this Sunday matchup, 1 o'clock matchup with the Jets. Sadiqa, hey sweetheart. I will not be going live for the game. I'll be going live outside the stadium. But once the game starts, I'm going to be locked in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, just wanted to jump on. I mean, talk to everybody, see how everybody was. Check the temperature in the room, check the temperament, of a Cowboys nation. You know what I'm saying? This is a workflow video, a workflow live. So, a little bored. Figured I'd jump on, talk to my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Sadiqa Charles has arrived. My man Dak Combs has arrived. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure the room will fill up to its normal capacity. You know what I mean? Heard that. You know what I'm saying? Angie, how are you, sweetheart? I dig it. I appreciate you. You and me both. We both working. It's just fortunate for me that I don't really work that hard anymore. I was in kitchens for a while, so this would not have been ideal at work. You know what I'm saying? Sitting here cooking dishes for lazy people. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm at a job where I don't really work that hard anymore, and I get paid more than when I was in the kitchen working hard. So you know, oh, I will. I ain't worried that those guys don't worry me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, do they worry my team? I don't think they do. But I want my team to walk in there with a mentality that we have to ball. You know what I'm saying? I said it once, I'll say it again. It's not about the Jets. It's about us. It's about what can we do to sustain success. You know what I'm saying? And one of those things being leaning on to your strengths. Unfortunately, that strength ain't the defense. Unfortunately, that strength is not the defense. Now, can it be the defense? Yeah, with a little bit of time. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 weeks, 4 or 5. This is going into 5 weeks, right? So normally we don't see what our team is really going to be. We don't see the identity of any team for that matter until week 5, week 6. You know what I'm saying? So at this juncture, I'm still willing to give the defense a little grace. Do I still want it to be better? Yes, and I think that comes with personnel change. Um, the personnel changes that need to be made um, in order for us to sustain some form of success with the offense that's been balling. I mean, this offense has been lights out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a little hiccup in Chicago. I hate to say it, to be expected because like there are games that we're going to walk into where we may take them lightly. There are games we may walk into where maybe sometimes the opposing team's success is or the opposing team's scheme is a lot better than ours. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a saying, you can't win them all. And it holds true. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't win them all. I remember when Tom Brady went 16-0 in the regular season, but then walked into the Super Bowl and got punched on by Eli Manning. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's all about us. It's all about can we do those necessary things to keep us keep our keep our team running at a high level. I don't want Dak Prescott to have to. I don't want Dak Prescott to have to carry this team. I don't. It's a shame that he does. That he has to. It's a shame that he has to. Hey, man, look, as long as they don't bring that ish my way, we're good. The minute they bring it my way, I kind of feel bad for them. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not King Dingaling. I can't beat everybody. There's somebody out there who probably got my number. But I'm not someone to be trifled with. So, I mean, I'll keep it classy. I just ask that they do the same. You know what I'm saying? If your team getting their ass whooped, just take it in stride. Because if the Jets, if I go over there and the Jets is punching on us something crazy, I'm not going to sit there and get mad at the fans. I'm going to get mad at my team, the coaching staff, the players, because they're the ones out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? So if people are that simple minded, that short sighted to want to get mad at opposing fans, whether they talk ish or not, that's on them. Like, I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go enjoy the experience. Never been to MetLife. In fact, the only time I've seen MetLife was on my daughter's 12th birthday. We took her to the little spot that they have out there. It's like literally right across from MetLife. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, man, I already know. They're drunk because they're Jets fans. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the bad part. They're Jets fans, so they've been dealing with this level of misery since Joe Namath. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get it. They're going to be drunk. They're going to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Some of them probably will get booked. Probably will get booked solid. So, I mean, I'm not going to be one of them. I want to go home to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I want to come home, get on live, and talk to my compatriots, talk to my Cowboys nation, talk to my Cowboys family. You know what I mean? I'm definitely going to find out. I'm definitely going to find out. Hopefully, I'm sure. I'm sure there's going to be more of our kind there. You know what I'm saying? You know, them Cowboys fans. I'm sure there's going to be more of us there than just me. But for the most part, man, I'm just looking to go enjoy myself, watch a game. You know what I'm saying? And just enjoy the experience, man. Like again, never been to MetLife. This will be my first time going to MetLife Stadium. You know, to see my boys play, and I just want to enjoy it, man. Damn, 10 years, thug, Sadika, thug. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Let's talk about some things, man. Let's talk about some things. Let's talk about some of the changes we hope to see. You know what I'm saying, like there are there are some changes. You know, if we're going to look at uh, our injury report, it was a long list. So we definitely have CD out. Marshawn Nealon, Cavante Turpin has been ruled out. Miles Sanders is questionable. Marshawn Nealon is questionable as well with an ankle. I'm not sure if that's going to keep him off the field, but I'm sure it's going to limit him. I'm sure that's going to limit him. But with James Houston, Jadavion Clowney, Donovan Ezaraku, Dante Fowler. You know what I'm saying? And then you can always interchange them with Sam Williams and Solomon Thomas, depending on how you want to scheme it up. So I mean, is it a loss? Yeah. Is it a big loss? I'm not going to say that because we do have uh, reputable players on our team. You know what I'm saying? Last week we started to see somewhat of the evolution of our pass rush. You know, the 3 and 4 letter networks, they want to downplay it as if we didn't have much of a pass rush when I think Donovan Ezaraku had several pressures. I think Jadavion Clowney had several pressures. James Houston got the strip sack. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Clark, he was definitely causing problems back there. So even with the Sam Williams penalty, he was in his face. So that has to count for something. So you're seeing the evolution of the pass rush and these guys winning their one-on-ones. Now, is it going to be Jeremy Betts? What's the deal? Is everybody going to be? Are we going to see the same thing again? We hope so. I definitely hope so because our secondary and linebackers kind of need that right now. They kind of need that pass rush to get home to slow the game down for them. I'm not going to cut Jack Sanborn any slack at all because, like, yeah, he has the most tackles, but he slows molasses. He's getting tackles at the second level, the second and third level. You know what I'm saying? So he's getting those tackles there when if he was in the spot where he was supposed to be, if he got to his spot in a timely manner, we wouldn't have to worry about 5, 6, 7, 8 yard rushing attempts. We don't have to worry. We won't have to worry about dudes, wide receivers or tight ends coming across the middle and getting yak yards, tackling them where they catch the ball, and or breaking it up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to cut shit. Not just Jack Sanborn, Kenneth Murray. You know what I'm saying? Maris Leofau, I need you to tone it down a notch. You know what I'm saying? So I want, we're seeing the evolution of this pass rush. We're seeing the evolution of this defense. It may not be coming as fast as we want, but it's still coming. It's still evolving. So I'm willing to cut them some slack. I'm willing to give them some grace. Um, but back to this injury report. CD is out. With the ankle. Um, yeah, he's not expected to play, which is fine. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Malik Hooker is definitely out, so Wanye will be starting in his place. Wanye Thomas adds a dimension. He adds speed, and he adds maybe not in the realms of experience, actual playtime experience, but he's a little more rangy than Malik Hooker. You know what I'm saying? And I think he can. I believe he can do a better job at the safety spot. With not allowing wide receivers to get behind him. So that's a plus. Will we see Marquise Bell? That one I'm not sure. If I do see Marquise Bell, I wouldn't mind having Kenneth Murray, Maris Leofau, Marquise Bell on the field, Damone Clark on the field. I wouldn't mind that. You know what I'm saying? If you have Marquise Bell playing down, I'm fine with that. We've seen him do it, and he did it well. Now, granted, when it came time for teams to scheme around him, yeah, it was real easy because he was the smallest guy. He's not a linebacker. He's a safety. But the fact that he can place the linebacker position and do it well bodes well. Bodes well for him. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Guyton is questionable. He hasn't cleared concussion protocol. Man, there has to be something wrong with it. Has to be. It's the injury bug. You know what I'm saying? It probably is something wrong with the field. But remember, that happened in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So playing on turf and playing on grass are two different things. Playing on turf, you got concrete under that turf. You know what I'm saying? It's padded. So you got your turf, padding, concrete. You're playing on concrete. So you're there's not much of a shock absorber as opposed to playing on grass. Now, when playing on grass, you can still get injured really, really good, depending on the size cleats you wear, depending on ooh, who came on here acting stupid? Huh? Well, it don't even matter. You going. That's all it took. All it took was for me to see Sadiqa Charles has arrived to put your ass in timeout. So obviously you was talking crazy out your mouth. You don't belong here. Like MetLife Stadium is definitely a killer. Oh, Drew. Yeah, no, we don't do that around here. Listen, I respect all humans. I do. I'm not gonna I'm not going to say, oh man, you're an Eagles fan, you got to get out. No. Now when you start getting disrespectful, and then my guys put you out, my ladies and gents put you out, obviously you did something that was worth you not being here. That's on you. That's on you. So, you know what I mean? Like, when you walk into this building, act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? You in my basement. You know what I'm talking about? Act accordingly. But back to the matters at hand, Cavante Turpin, he's down. He is down with a foot injury. I'm not sure. I know it happened in the last game. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm not sure how long they're going to hold him out. Now, I know he's going to miss this game. And precautionary, remember, it's only week 5. We're going into week 5. So be happy that we're having these issues now. You know what I'm saying? Because when week 10 rolls around, we get our bye. That means we only have 7 more games to play. Whereas opposed to you got some teams who have their bye this week. So that means they got to run the table. That's a gauntlet in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take it in stride, man. Like injuries are going to happen. It's football. It's football. Injuries are going to happen. You're not going to. Most teams don't even get out unscathed in a game. So like injuries are going to happen. You know. Yeah, Kavontae Turpin. He's going to be down for at least a week. For at least a week. Yeah, no. It's impossible to drop bird shit in the basement because the basement is covered. You know what I'm saying? Covered by all my moderators. You know what I mean? That's my roof. You know what I'm saying? So you can't shit in here, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Careful how you talk when you walk in this building. You know what I'm saying? Malik Hooker, Miles Sanders, ankle and knee. So we're definitely not going to see Miles Sanders. You can say he's questionable all you want, but I don't think you're going to see Miles Sanders. Not this week. This week you may see a lot more of Jadon Blue. You may get we finally get an opportunity to see Jadon Blue and how much he's learned, how much he's grown in this time where he's been sitting out, you know what I'm saying, watching, observing, learning. You know what I'm saying? All right, I understand the best teacher is the experience, but when you can't gain the experience, look to others. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm on a lot of people's different lives, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching how they approach this space that we're in. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I want to put my own flair to it. It ain't much right now, but give it a little time and I'll get better as I go on, you know. Blue better not fuck up. But I don't think he will because I don't think we're going to put him in a position to fuck up. Luckily, Javonte Williams is a full go. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, it's going to be a thunder and lightning situation. It's going to be a Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter situation. It's going to be a Kung Lao and Liu Kang situation from Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? A Goku to Vegeta situation. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing it live. Yeah, his cleats is nice, but you gotta use your brain, young man. You gotta. I love it. I love the fact that you've come from the bottom. Now you've gotten here, but that's not enough. Getting here isn't enough. You can go buy all the Louis Vuitton, whatever you want, but getting here ain't enough. It's not enough. It's like it's just like anything, even with the everyday guys. You know what I mean? Like me and yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just because you finally reached a point doesn't mean you can relax. It doesn't. It means you have to keep pushing forward. Because even when you're standing still, there's somebody else moving ahead of you. Progression, not regression. You can regress standing still. You know what I'm saying? Hence why he hasn't been on the field in 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because he felt I'm not going to act like I know what's going on in his psyche, but you can tell that in some cases, some dudes, they'll get to that point and then they think, oh, I made it. I'm good. I'm going to get by just on my skill. They're going to put me on the field just because they draft. They don't necessarily have to put you on the field. And he's learned that. That's the humbling part. So now what he needs to do is press forward. Be diligent in your studies. Be diligent in how the cadence is called. Be diligent in the formations and how to line up and how to approach each game. You can't just walk on the field with your Louis Vuittons on and think that you hot shit. You specifically said that you wanted to win Rookie of the Year. Well, the way to do that is be diligent in your work. That's how you do it. You don't just do it by just looking good. No, you gotta actually be diligent. As much as I can't stand Saquon Barkley, yeah, I said it right. Yeah, I said it right. Saquon Barkley, as much as I can't stand that dude, he does it right. He does it right, man. Say what you want. He does it right. He's worked hard to get to this point, and he's still working. That's how you have to do it. Especially if, good Lord, pardon me, especially if you're a prominent player, such as a Jadon Blue, who has intangibles that some other guys may not have. You can't just get by on your looks. You know what I'm saying? You can't just get by on your speed. You can't just get by with your hands. You have to understand the game of football and how it's played when it comes to your team. You have to understand what your quarterback needs of you or expects of you. You have to understand what your offensive linemen expect from you because they're going to have to understand what you expect from them. You know what I'm saying? So Louis Vuittons is nice. It's beautiful. Oh, those are dope cleats. But if you're getting blisters, they ain't that dope. Go put on these Nikes and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Go put on these go put on these Adidas and get to work. You know what I'm saying? Go put on those Asics and get to work. I don't care if they're bargain bin basement shopping cleats. Get to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how nice your cleats are. I don't care how many carats in the chain you got. You have a job to do. And you're doing yourself and everyone who's vouching for you a disservice if you feel as though you can hot dog it through life. If you could just make it on just your intangibles. Now, there's more that comes to that. What's going on with you, Dominique Pittman? You know what I'm saying? Glad to see you. Glad to see you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not going to go off on too much of a tangent or a diatribe, but yeah, that's just how I see it. I want the best for the kid. I want the best for everybody on this team. I want the best for Elijah Clark whenever he's called up. I want the best for Malik Davis, always have. You know what I'm saying? But they have to want it for themselves. They have to see it for themselves. They have a golden opportunity. And in this golden opportunity, you can do one of two things. You can sit there and look how pretty it is, or you can get up and refine it. You know what I'm saying? You can refine that shit. So go refine it because somebody else is refining their skills. You think Michael Jordan was laxed? No. He not only did he push himself, he pushed his teammates. Dak, look at him. 10 years in. This dude is playing. They say this is the best season he's had so far. I don't think so. 2023, 2019, 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's had this is not new when it comes to Rain Dakota Press. This is not new. We saw this in 2016. The only thing about it is he has someone else to go with the CeeDee Lamb. He has a viable run game. He has an offensive line. And you know what all that is predicated on? One simple thing. One thing that people like to gloss over. Coaching. Coaching. No, not the coaching of Dak Prescott. No. The coaching of the offensive line. The Clayton Adams and the Connor Rileys. The coaching of the wide receivers, the Junior Adams. You know what I'm saying? The coaching of the running backs. Can't quite remember his name, pardon me. But you know what I'm saying. I think he was the coach for the Saints. He used to coach Alvin Kamara. You know, that guy. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on to your personnel. I wish I could say the same for the defense, but that comes with time. It's a new scheme. They're trying to work things out. You know what I'm saying? So that comes with time. Ooh, Kenneth Murray. Questionable with a knee. He was limited in Wednesday's practice. Could we possibly see Damone Clark? Could we see some more Shamar James? I would like to. I'd like to see some more Shamar James. I want to see what the kid has. I want to see his moxie. I want to see how much he's learned. He didn't play a bad game against the Packers. He played a fairly decent game. 5 tackles on 5 attempts on tackles. So I'll take it. I'm not complaining. Not at all. Jonathan Mingo and Kalen Carson, their windows have been open for the 21-day practice window just to get them back acclimated. If my understanding is correct, they can bring them back. Once they open their practice window, they can bring them back anytime within that 21 days. So it's a strong possibility we might see a revenge game from Jonathan Mingo. I'm just saying. Next week. It's a very strong indication that we may get to see a revenge game for Jonathan Mingo. Don't quote me on it. Don't hold me to it, but it's a very good chance. We already know Tyler Booker's out. DeMarvion Overshown is out, but DeMarvion Overshown has been seen working with Britt Brown on the courts, and he's looking good, man. That kid's looking pretty damn good. I mean, we already know Cooper Beebe. He's been placed on injured reserve, so he has to sit out the 4 weeks. What was that? The Giants game? I think it was the Giants game that he was out for. He went out in the Giants game. He was out the Chicago game and out. So yeah, in about another 3 weeks, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. We'll see if I'm pretty sure they're not going to keep him on IR. Depending on how he looks, he could come back. Say probably after the bye. So week 10, week 11. You know what I'm saying, when we go play the Raiders. Let's see what else we got here. Perion Winfrey on injured reserve. His window hasn't been opened yet. Neither has John Stevens, Phil Maffa, or Peyton Turner. Savone Revel, I believe they're opening up his window soon, if it hasn't been opened already. Rob Jones is done for the year. Josh Butler, he's another one. He's another one like DeMarvion. he has this thing where he's got a never say die attitude, and I like it. I like it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing all these guys within this calendar year. I want to go over to the depth chart, see what we're looking at here. See what we're looking at on the depth chart. See if they've made any decisions. So, out questionable. So that leaves nobody else but Jadon Blue, George Pickens, Ryan Flournoy, Jalen Tolbert, and you're probably going to see, I believe they are elevating Jalen Moreno Cropper, and they may elevate Paris Campbell. They may elevate him. I mean, we can go out there with George Pickens, Ryan Flournoy, and Jalen Tolbert, but we're going to need some more. We're going to need at least a fourth or a fifth receiver. You know what I'm saying? At least somebody on special teams. Maybe even a Jalen Brooks, but I think that's why Jalen Cropper was elevated. Jake Ferguson, Luke Schoonmaker, Brevin Spanford. I'd like to see more of Brevin Spanford than the alternate of Luke Schoonmaker. I don't know if it's just me, but when I heard Vach and Brian talking on not only the break, shout out to DallasCowboys.com, shout out to Crown Global Media. We share the same sentiment. Brevin Spanford is a much better blocker. Granted, he's a little younger. He's bigger, 6'7", 270. That's a big boy. He's a much better blocker, and he gives you. If you watch the ending of the Chicago game, granted it was garbage time. Brevin Spanford showed you what he can do in the pass game, and I'm eager to see that, especially playing with the Jets, because from what I understand, the Jets' defense is almost or equally as bad as ours. And if that's the case, a big body who can catch and run, yeah, I'll take him. I would personally put Brevin out there. Now, that's all predicated on the lineup, how we run our scheme that game. We can run 12 personnel. We can run 13 personnel. You know what I'm saying? But if we're going to run a bunch of 12 personnel with our offensive line looking the way it does, having Nate Thomas start, I believe Trevor Keegan was elevated. So he may be playing at your left guard. Me personally, I would say Akeem Adeniji just to get him out there. He's already on the 53. You shouldn't have to elevate anybody. Put him to work. Or an Johnny Cornelius, but I'm not sure how they work, how well they are within the guard play. You know what I'm saying? I understand that they're both tackles, they're both swing tackles, but I'd like to see if anything that they've done can translate into guard play, especially if you want to run the ball as much as we do. So we need power on power. You know what I'm saying? We're playing Quinnen Williams this week. If you want to comp on Quinnen Williams, think Dexter Lawrence. Okay, think Dexter Lawrence. Probably one and the same. So I've seen Hoffman handle himself. I've even seen Bass handle themselves with Dexter Lawrence. Quinnen Williams, is equal to Dexter Lawrence, and he can wreck a game. He can. So I am definitely eager to see who they have in the interior of our offensive line. So with that being said, you can still run a 12, 13 personnel, just the extra added protection to keep your quarterback clean. You know what I'm saying? And that means a lot more tight end play. You might see only one wide receiver out there. You might just see George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? In the way George Pickens was talking. You know what I mean, I know George used to see Sauce Gardner when he played for oh man, I don't know how many years did he got. Did he probably got a long time, but I know he's played Sauce Gardner when he was in Pittsburgh quite a few times because of course it's the AFC. So and from my understanding, George Pickens has gotten the better of Sauce quite a few times. Now that's not saying Sauce Gardner is trash. He's still a premier corner. He's still a premier corner. He's no Darrell Revis, but he's still a premier corner. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him because he can definitely be sticky in coverage. He's long. He's what 6'3", 190. He's wiry. He's he's smart. You know what I'm saying? He's not one of these dumb corners that's just going to fall for anything. So I mean, and he's going to be in your face. He doesn't really like. They don't really. I know the Jets play a lot of man. They're a man heavy team. 50 months. That's 4 years. 4 years, 6 months. 4 years, 6 months. 4 years, 8 months. And if it's in federal, so you might as well just say he's got 4 years. Because they want it only 80% when you're in federal. What's going on, JVB boy? So yeah, don't sleep on the secondary. Don't sleep on anybody because like this is the NFL. All these guys are pros. You know what I'm saying? I said it's my belief that if you can make it to the pros, you ain't no scrub. You're not a scrub. You're probably not in the best situation. 4 years, 2 months. Okay, thank you. Yeah, my apologies. Math was so off. Yeah, you like now are they giving them time served? If they're giving them time served, my man might be out a lot sooner, probably 3 years. But when you're looking at these guys, you can't just go in thinking that just because their record's 0-4 that they can't beat you. Because those games, when you walk in there thinking, oh, they 0-4, we got them. We could think like that. We're just fans. We could think like that until the cows come home. I don't want my players to think like that. Shotty says it every week. Another championship opportunity. You're going to play like you're in the championship. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, I want these guys to go in, and play as if they're in a championship. Because that's the only way, especially with Dak on the heater the way that he is. You know what I'm saying? This offense on the heater that the way that they are, Javonte Williams running the ball the way he is. Even Jake Ferguson. Now, Jake Ferguson's been getting a lot of flack. A lot of flack. He's not who he used to be. He's not getting any yak yards. Well, here's the thing: when you're playing within the confines of your system, you have to understand your job. Your job is to do what the play calls for, and if that means Jake Ferguson's got to go up the field 5, 6, 7 yards, sit in the zone, turn around, that's what he's going to do. Now he can't account for 6, 7 dudes gang tackling him because that's what's going to happen. They understand that Jake Ferguson is a weapon. You know what I'm saying? When you see that many guys crash on a dude, that means they understand he's a weapon. He needs to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be too hard on Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson's playing really good ball. He's being available for his quarterback. So I'm not mad at that. If you get 7 catches for 50 yards, hey, look, that's 50 yards we wouldn't have got if he went somewhere else and they were unopened. Or that's one less interception or one less incomplete pass. You know what I'm saying? Cool, he took his check down. That's what you're supposed to do. If everything else is bottled up over the top and all you have is your check down, give him the ball. Do we hope that he beats one of those guys? Yeah. I think Jake Ferguson can beat any single coverage, especially if it's a linebacker, if it's a corner. Corners are too small. Linebackers are too slow. You know what I'm saying? Jake's not a burner, but Jake can. We've seen Jake get yak. We've seen it. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities. It's not impossible, you know. I definitely like the way that he's been available though. He's been available for the team. He's been available for Dak. You know, I mean, yeah, week one, could we have done better with that touchdown that he dropped? Yes, yes. He got one last week. Now let's just hope he goes out there and he does it again. Dak's going to find him. Dak is on a fucking heater right now. Real talk, because like we we watch some of these podcasts, and some of these dudes have a vested interest in one area. I have a vested interest in the entire team. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you the best takes that I can on the entire team than just say the wide receivers or the offensive line. You got offensive line guys, you got wide receiver guys, you even got corner guys, you know what I'm saying, who do content creation. You even got linebacker guys who do content creation. I'm a defensive edge. I'm an edge by trade. You know what I'm saying? I'm an edge at heart. I can give you all the edge commentary that I want. I can, but that'll take away from the good that the entire team is doing, everyone else, from safeties on down. You know what I'm saying? From quarterback on down. You know what I'm saying? All right, for example, we've seen, I could say Donovan Ezaraku is finally getting it. He's getting in the backfield. It's looking easier for him now. You know what I'm saying? It's looking easier for him. He's learning how to beat his man, especially in single coverage. That goes to having a Jadeveon Clowney. What's good? What's good, my guy? You know what I'm saying? That goes into having a Jadeveon Clowney, who's a vested veteran. You know what I'm saying? That goes into having a Kenny Clark, a vested veteran. That goes into having even a Dante Fowler, a vested veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's learning from dudes who've done it before. It's different if we just had all young guys. Sam Williams is coming off of an injury. You know what I'm saying? A year removed from an injury. I'm not going to beat him down because he's still coming off of that injury. He ain't played football in a year. This is the most football he's played. Yes, you better be careful, bro. I don't want you getting in no accidents or nothing, man. Real talk. All right. We love having you on. You know what I'm saying? I like seeing you on other podcasts. We chop it up, all that. Like, I don't want nothing bad. So, I mean, be careful when you're driving, bro. When you look at those guys, like when you look at how a young guy like a Donovan Ezaraku is finally learning, you know what I mean, learning and applying it. You know what I mean, especially with the guys the veterans that we have in the room. Shit, even Marshawn Nealon. Now, albeit it's slow, he's only got one sack, but that's one more sack than he had coming into the season. Especially when everybody's saying that we can't get a pass rush. So it's not that we can't do it. These guys have to learn it. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole new defensive coordinator. He wants to rush with four. Does he need to evolve? Yes. I'm not going to put it all on Eberflus. I'm not. Is he at fault for most of it? Probably, because his scheme is probably a little too conservative for the guys that we have. Okay, we wanted dogs. Dudes in Shotty's words, violence, and what's the other one? He wanted violence, and he wanted physicality. Well, the only way to do that is to let these dudes play, unleash them, unleash those dudes. I'm not saying stop going zone, no, but you can mirror it, you can mask it, you can tweak it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can tweak that joint a little bit. And then that's all predicated on your personnel, your Maris Leofiles. We know that we've seen Maris Leofile shit even in preseason, last season. You know what I'm saying? Play with his hair on fire, be able to make plays, punch the ball out. He's in a situation now where he can't do those things because if he does that, he's playing out of the context of the scheme that's being asked of him. I say let these guys play. Let them go. Because your pass rush is finally getting it. Is it consistent? Probably not as consistent as we like. But it literally just started showing itself last week when we tied with the Green Bay Packers. We still gave up 40. Yeah. We still gave up over 500, almost 500 yards in offense. Yeah, we did. But there's growing pains to this. Stepping stones. Again, sometimes personnel has a lot to do with it. I don't want to break the young man down, but Jack Sanborn just isn't getting it. And it's not that he's not a good player. He is. He is a good player. You don't make it to this stage in the NFL and not be good. You are. The problem is, as well as you can diagnose, isn't as well as you can get there to make the play. You're slow as molasses, bro. I'm not going to be nice about it. You're slow as molasses. Okay? You want me to tell you the truth? Fine. You're slower than a tortoise. Okay? You diagnose the play. You don't have the athleticism to get there in time. Could I be wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong in the fact that just because he can diagnose it and not get there fast enough that he's not making the play. Because I've seen him make plays. But what I mean is, as a middle linebacker, I'm surveying the offense. I'm surveying the protection scheme that they have. I'm surveying how the quarterback, after he gets the snap, after the snap is delivered, I'm surveying how he handles the pill. And I'm surveying whether or not he goes either to the whether it's a run pass option or an actual run. You know what I'm saying? A play action play. Once I survey that, once I see that snap and I survey how he moves, now I have to keep my eyes on everything else around me. And I don't think he has the eyes for it. The eyes nor the athleticism. I don't think that's the spot for him. I really don't. Honestly, I don't think this is the team for him. I'm going to be real with you. That's an Eberflus guy. And I'm happy that Eberflus is here, giving it another go. But his personnel is the reason why we can't evolve fast enough as a defense. Okay. I understand. Kaiir Elam, he looked great in training camp. He looked great in training camp. He really did. He was the star of the show. Season starts. All right, I'll chalk up that one completion to Jahan Dotson. I'll chalk that up because that was the only one they had. Okay? But then when we go to New York, and it wasn't just, now, let me make this clear. It wasn't just Kaiir Elam who was getting toasted. It wasn't. It was Donovan Wilson who was getting toasted. It was Malik Hooker who was getting toasted. It was Trayvon Diggs getting toasted. Even DaRon Bland. No, DaRon didn't play in that game. He didn't play the New York game or the Chicago game or Green Bay. So he was out 3 weeks. I'm not going to put it all on one player. But what I will say is, as a whole, got to figure out a way. Like, DaRon Bland comes back. You had Trayvon coming back off an injury, albeit faster than we all thought, because he wasn't projected to be back until before Thanksgiving. Now, before Thanksgiving could have been week 6 to the bye. You know what I'm saying? But we weren't expecting him week 1. We got him week 1, and they did a hell of a job. No, he's not a bad, and that's the crazy thing. He's not a bad player. He's probably just not playing in the right spot. He's probably just not playing in the right spot for him. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, fine. You're going to have him out there, bring him up to the line as a blitzer. I don't care how molasses slow you are then, because if you If you come up as a blitzer, you're now forcing the offensive lineman to make a decision. You coming in behind Kenny Clark. You're forcing the offensive lineman to make a decision. Do I block Kenny Clark and allow you to go? Or do I possibly get a holding call for grabbing Kenny Clark to stop you? Like, you can be slow and still be effective. You can be slow as a linebacker and still be effective. Do I want you out there on passing downs? Not really. Do I want you out there on running downs? Not really, because you're not fast enough to keep up with these guys. You're not athletic enough to keep up with these guys. But there are instances where even your speed can be effective for you. You know what I'm saying? You can still be effective. So I'm like, I don't want to punch on the young man. I don't want to bring him down. You know what I'm saying? And I almost forgot somebody too. James Houston. This dude needs more tick. He needs more playing times. He needs more snaps. He definitely needs more snaps. He does. Because from week 1, when he pocketed a player, to week 4, when he's causing strip sacks, you know what I'm saying, getting in the backfield, stopping, getting tackles for loss, those things matter. And if that's your bright spot, why not go back to it? Why not go back to it? And again, Jack Sanborn, you can come off the edge with him. Those things, like, if Eberflus, and I know he does, Eberflus is not a moron. Eberflus hasn't lasted this long in the NFL just being a moron. He's had top 10 defenses. Right now, he's being stubborn. He doesn't want to evolve. The best way to evolve is to listen to everybody around you. And if Trayvon Diggs is coming to you saying, hey, we don't have to not run zone, but how about we slap some man in there too? We put some more man in there, I guarantee you will be a different defense. And this is coming from somebody who's played in a man-style defense, whose skills are predicated on man-style defense. Same thing with DaRon Bland. Let's be honest. DaRon Bland is not a zone corner. Trayvon is not a zone corner. These dudes thrive on one-on-ones. If you want to give them help over the top, fine. But they thrive on one-on-ones. What's holding you back is your linebackers. They also are not zone-type players. Maybe Jack Sanborn, but that's just about it. And I think that's why he's on the field so much, because he is a zone-type player. He's not a man-type guy. He's not. Maris Leofau is your man-type guy. Kenneth Murray even is your man-type guy. Shamar James, he's more of a man linebacker. You know? So, like, you have to know your personnel. And I don't think he took the time out to actually know his personnel. No, not as people, but what they can do, their intangibles. You know what I'm saying? And I believe this upcoming game, we're going to see a little bit of a different defense. Exactly. We have a man-style defense. All our players are man players. They're man personnel. If you can still rush with 4. You can still rush with 4. You still can with a man-style defense. Just get Jack Sanborn off the field. Put in Shamar James. Put in. Here's a novelty idea. So you got Jadeveon Clowney, you got James Houston, you got Sam Williams. Nealon is out with injury. Dante Fowler, right? Donovan Ezaraku. So now you have five defensive edges, right? Judging from what you've seen from Donovan Ezaraku, the fact that he is undersized. Let's make no bones about this. He is undersized, but you see him starting to evolve into a better pass rusher, right? We already know he can stop the run. Well, instead of having Jack Sanborn out there, how about you do what you was going to do with Micah and put him in the linebacker spot until you get DeMarvion Overshown back? Think about that. You're going to rotate in. You're going to roll, and you can still have Donovan in the rotation as the edge. You can still do that. That's fine too. That is fine too. Multiplicity is everything. Wasn't that one of the things? We want to be multiple. Well, this is how you become multiple. This is how you do it. Hey, how about this? How about we have Donovan Ezaraku go up as the will, and then Jack Sanborn comes out, have Kenneth Murray in the spot where he always wanted to be in the green dot, and then you have Maris at the Sam. Do you know how many more doors that would open? Because then you're putting James Houston, Jadeveon Clowney. Then you can interchange Kenny Clark, Solomon Thomas, also Diggy Zua, Jay Toia, and Mozzie Smith. I'm not going to poo-poo on a young man. He's actually been showing up lately. Not as consistent as I would like, but he's been doing his job, eating up double teams. You know what I'm saying? Even causing some problems in the backfield, forcing Jordan Love to move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to poo-poo on that. Even Caleb Williams. He even forced Caleb Williams to get out of the pocket. You know what I mean? You need to listen. Exactly, Siddiqui. You need to listen to your player. I understand that you're the defensive head coach or the defensive coach, but there is nothing better than listening to your team because you can actually learn something. You can actually learn something. Do you think Brian Schottenheimer, do you think his offense in the past 4 weeks has been this since the season started? Do you think this offense has been this good without a conversation between him and Dak, him and GP, him and CD, him and Javonte, him and Verk? No. Negative. Do you think this offensive line has been as stout from starters to backups without conversations with Clayton Adams and Connor Riley? No, sometimes you gotta. Shotty said, sometimes you gotta have those hard decisions, those hard discussions. Sometimes you do. Like, hey, I understand what you want to do, but I've seen this work for this and this for that. You know what? We may not do it immediately, but I'm going to take into account and I'm going to store it because I may be wrong in some instances. Most coaches don't have it all the right way because they're not the ones out there doing it. You're implementing a system for dudes to learn that some of them can't do. You heard if you I don't really like listening to them. I only catch them on YouTube. I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch FS1. I don't watch any of that shit. But if it comes across YouTube and I see it and it's actually interesting, somebody has something non-biased to say, then I'm going to listen. You know what I'm saying? When you have guys talking about zone isn't hard. Or I'm sorry, playing man isn't hard because you're just lining up against your guy and going. It's your best against their best. Zone, you got to think because you have a zone, and now you have to account for where the routes are leading. You know what I'm saying? That's a little harder. I'll admit it. It's a little harder. We would think that it's easy. Oh, all we got to do is just man the zone. Yeah, but there's levels. First level, defensive linemen. Second level, linebackers. Third level, corners and safeties. Where we've been getting beat at, second to third level. That's where we've been getting beat at. Second to third level. Because nobody's doing their job. Because no one understands it. So we can't sit here and say that these guys are bad. No, the scheme is bad. The scheme isn't predicated to its players. It's not. So if hopefully Shotty has had his hard conversations with Flus, and maybe and again we've started to see it evolve a bit, with the inside the in the Green Bay game, we've seen it evolve a bit, especially the front. The front has evolved. They're getting home. Is that because of Kenny Clark and Jadeveon Clowney? Has something to do with it. Definitely has something to do with it. When Jadeveon Clowney comes out and says, well, the reason why we're not really getting any pass rushes because you got guys running half a rush, meaning they're going in, getting touched, but then not doing anything to get free. There's probably like 2 or 3 dudes who have showed that no matter what, the other team can't stop them. those guards or those tackles can't stop them. Kenny Clark, James Houston, Donovan Ezeraku, as of week 4, Jadeveon Clowney. Because the minute he started, he was getting pressures. The minute he started, he was in the backfield. The minute he started, he was in the backfield. So that having a veteran presence who understands the position that they're playing helps more than you think. Having your corners being able to tell you, hey, I like your scheme, but how about we implement a bit of this to make not just our jobs easier, but make your job easier. Yeah, and sometimes that's what you got to do. Sometimes to enact change, if enough people speak, shit will change. If you have enough people speaking, shit will change. And if that's if Trayvon is any indication of keeping shit going and trying to exact change, then he's doing the right thing. Did he get punished for it? Probably. That's why he didn't start against Green Bay. But he's exacting change because it's a conversation. No, not with us. It's always been a conversation with us. That's exactly why Matt mentioned Trey. He is exacting change, even if it's minute, even if it's small, even if it's a sliver of change. He's exacting change just by speaking. We know Deron Bland probably won't be outspoken enough to have that conversation with Matt. He probably had that conversation with his peers, the Trayvons, the Reddy Stewarts, you know what I'm saying, the Trequezi Bridges, you know what I'm saying, the Josh Butlers and Kyer. He probably had those conversations with them, but he's not so outspoken to have those conversations with Matt. But Trey is. Trey is. I don't care what anybody says. Trey may be a talker, but Trey has the best interest of the team in mind. He sees what I see. Damn, Dak and the offense is carrying us, and we just keep making it hard for him. I don't want to make it hard for him. If we want to get to where we want to get to, we need to be better. So this is what I think we should do. It's worked for us this long. Let's go back to it. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to exit out your strategy, your scheme. No. We're marrying the two. You can marry both schemes. I know Zim tried to do it last year, or not really even tried to do it last year, because you saw a stark difference in between what Dan Quinn was doing and what Skim liked, what Zimmer liked. Zimmer was a double-A mug guy. You bring back that double-A mug in this joint, now you're talking candy. Now you're talking candy. Real sweet. You bring back that double-A mug, we won't have a problem with a rushing quarterback ever again, because I know that the edges will be set. You allow these corners to play man, you probably won't get beat over the top again, because you'll at least have a dude on a dude. But see, my all-pros are my corners. I got 2 all-pro corners who made their bones playing man. Allow them that. Allow them that. Wanye Thomas, who's younger, faster, more rangy, yeah, I'll give him some playing time and allow him to play free. See, now when people say, oh, yeah, when coaches say, well, we just allow our guys to play free, but you have to play free within the scheme that you're playing in. No, playing free is going out there, lining it up. Yes, your scheme is your scheme, but you're going out there, lining it up, my best on your best, and go to work. And go to work. So that means if true now, that means if you have Garrett Wilson in the slot and you got Reddy Stewart on him, and they decide to motion him, Reddy Stewart follows. That's your guy. Reddy Stewart follows. I understand that. Deron Bland and Trey play their own sides, but your nickel corner needs to follow. If you're going to play man, you better have a dude out there in the middle linebacker spot who is not as slow as molasses and can at least diagnose where the pass is going to go. And be able to have the wherewithal to stay with a tight end, to have the wherewithal to get up in the gaps when they open. Because what you're doing is what this defense is, what this defense is doing from what I'm seeing, I may be wrong. What this defense is doing right now is telling the world, you can score on us all you want. We can win in the shootout. I don't want to win in the shootout. 17 games out of the year. First 4 weeks, that offense has been playing out of this world. With CD, without CD, you know what I'm saying? They've been playing out of this world. Dak has been playing out of this world. Don't you think he deserves to be carried a bit? I want my defense to carry my offense once, twice, 3 times, 4 times even. Carry. I go in a lot of spaces on X. One bull decided he wanted to get mad at me, talking about, oh man, you're just putting it all on the defense. Well, the defense continues to give up points. You're forcing your offense to go out there and put more points on the board. You're putting them in a bind. You got your quarterback throwing 40 some odd times a game. Luckily for you, he only threw 3 interceptions. One of them wasn't even an interception. Not all interceptions are created equal. One interception was a gotta have it play to Jalen Tolbert in the Chicago game. Their defense just made a better play. You're forcing this man to go out there and literally throw us into games. Javonte Williams running 15 to 20 times a game. That's a lot of wear and tear. That is a lot of wear and tear. This is where I do put it on coaching offensively. The fact that you felt the need to keep Miles Sanders to run behind Javonte Williams when Javonte Williams showed you that he is the bell cow, right? But then you have Jadon Blue on the bench. I understand the reasoning. I understand that he has maturing to do. I understand that as a football player, he has to understand the scheme where he's supposed to be, because not only does it help the play progress the way it should, but what it also does is helps your quarterback. So you need to know where you need to be from snap to the pass. You got to be where you need to be. Okay, so I get that why Jadon Blue hasn't been playing, but that's not saying that you didn't have other dudes. Malik Davis, you know what I'm saying? Malik Davis could have been so much better in this offense than Miles Sanders. I don't think he would have got caught. I think we would have won that game in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? You got Phil Maffa, who's probably just like Javonte Williams. So that's a little redundancy there. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it on coaching when it comes to the wear and tear that some of these guys have had to go through. You know what I'm saying? As far as, your running backs. And the fact that Dak has to throw the ball. Now, granted, we played 4 games, and 2 of them went to overtime. You can't account for that. One of them went the full 10 minutes, so you can't account for that. You can't. But in a game like the one in Chicago where Dak's forced to throw the ball 52 times, that's a problem. We can't have that. We cannot have that. So you're putting your offense in a bind. You can't do that. You're going to make it harder on them to go out there and consistently score points. I'm glad that they can do it. Something I've always said. If our defense is trash right now, I'm happy to know that we can at least win in a shootout. We won in the shootout, did we not? The Giants game. We were in the shootout in the Chicago game. We just couldn't get it done. We were just in the shootout last week. We were just in the shootout Sunday night. Fortunately for us, they kicked the field goal because we finally played good defense at the goal line or at the 8, whatever. I don't want my offense to have to do that. Sometimes I would like my defense to get a stop. Because think about it, right? We're putting up 40 points offensively. We're putting up 32.6 points offensively, right? That's what we're averaging in the 4 games. So that means if my defense can get 2 stops, force a field goal, you're going to get scored on. Nobody's perfect, except for the week 3 Carolina Panthers. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's perfect. That was the only shutout this year. The only shutout. Out of 32 teams, that game was a shutout. Carolina and the Panthers. Or Carolina and the Falcons. That was the only shutout. Right? I just need my defense to get me 2 stops. You can even give up a field goal. Because if my team can put up 32 points, that should automatically be a win. Elsewhere for rehabilitation and was very successful in it. That's what we call the same thing that happened with the whole Micah situation when Micah decided to ask for a trade. Somebody was feeling themselves. Somebody felt like he was being cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Jerry was acting like a petulant child when he decided to take $500 million or $500,000 away from Trayvon Diggs. For now, contractually, it's in his contract. He has to be there, put in the work, whatever. I get that. But we knew what it was about. We know it was because he went elsewhere to get his rehab done. And he was ready for week 1. He was ready for it and played pretty goddamn good. Played pretty goddamn good. So, I mean, is it something that Trayvon has to chalk? I guess. You know what I'm saying? Learning a learning moment for him. But we're just gonna move on from it. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, now we're playing games. We're 1, 2. This is gonna be so disgusting to say. And 1. Fucking tied. This could work in our favor or it could be detrimental. Right? Do I think we're going to win the division? No. Do I think we're going to go to the playoffs? Let's be honest. No. We are not going to go to the playoffs this year. Especially with the team as constructed right now. With the way this defense is playing right now. We have a playoff caliber offense. Hell yeah. This offense can compete and beat almost anybody. Fuck that. Anybody. Ain't no almost. They can play, they can compete and beat anybody in this league. I don't trust my defense. The defense can't compete and play with anybody because it seems like everybody we play, they just punch on us. I hope we can be there. I do. I'm just being realistic. I just want you to be better than you were last year. And then this tie doesn't make it any better. Now, if there's a situation where we end up going, say, 10-5-1, and the Packers go 9-6-1, or 9-7-1, then this tie worked out magically. It worked out famously. It did. It worked out famously. You know what I'm saying? But if it's the other way around, we could probably miss the playoffs this year. I wouldn't be mad. Would I feel bad for Dak Prescott? Indeed. I believe that too. Like watching this last game, even Jack Sanborn have made a big play. by getting in the way of Matthew Golden and having that ball hit off his back. Even Jack Sanborn made a good play. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing the evolution of the pass rush. That's the first part. I got Trayvon Diggs talking about, hey, we would be so much better if we played a bit more man. That's part number two. Getting the right personnel in your linebacker position, in your safety positions, that's number three. Those three parts need to be addressed. As far as the defensive line is concerned, they are addressing that themselves. We can already slow down the run. We're doing a damn good job of slowing down the run. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping we can get better at getting to the quarterback. Now let's limit some of these big shots. Let's limit these big shots. Let's limit these explosive plays that have been constantly happening to us. Let's limit that. If we can limit that, we will be a much better defense. Get me to 18th to 20th defense in the league. We're a playoff team. We're a playoff team. Get me to 11 to 15, bruh. We can make a deep run. We can make a run, especially with this offense playing the way that they're playing. If the defense can guarantee to get me 3 to 4 stops a game when we absolutely need it to put the offense in position to put up more points, because that's the job of the offense, go out there and put up points. Go out there and put up points. The defense's job is to stop someone from putting up points. Not us, the opposing team. Get off the field on third downs. Force third longs. Contain quarterbacks. Don't make stupid decisions. No penalties, or at least limit them. Limit the penalties, especially in big spots. Especially in big spots. Love you, Marist, I do. But that late hit was unnecessary. That late hit was we had the game. There's no guarantee that they wouldn't have went for it on fourth down and got it. I'm not saying that, but we could have had the game. We don't know how it would have played out had Maris not made that decision. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he's beating himself up about it. So I'm not gonna add on to the let's beat on Maris Leofow. You know what I'm saying? That one was a hurt. That one was a hurt. Luckily, it wasn't a loss that we took. Luckily, it was just a tie. Luckily. That sucks to say, you know what I'm saying? But luckily, because you don't play the game to tie. You don't play the game to be equal. You play the game to win. There's got to be a winner and a loser. It's got to be. You know, everybody talking about, if we had Micah Parsons, we traded him. If we had Micah Parsons and no Kenny Clark, do you know what that would have meant? I'll tell you exactly what it would have meant. It would have meant we still can't stop the run. We'd be getting gashed in the run. We don't get gashed in a run like that anymore. Why? Because you got a stout interior. Are we getting home in the pass rush? Not as much as we would like. Not to the tune of a Micah Parsons. No, because Micah Parsons is Micah Parsons. Then you say, well, we can manufacture. Yeah, true. Like we can manufacture a pass rush, but you refuse to blitz. You refuse to blitz. Bend, don't break defense. No, I don't want to bend. I want to force them to make a decision. That's what I want. Get your edges in there. Get your interior, which can blow up the interior of almost any offensive line. No, any offensive line. Then you got your 2 all-pro corners. Then you have serviceable safeties. I don't ever want to see Donovan Wilson in coverage again. He is a box safety. That's where he needs to be. He needs to be playing the middle of the field. The middle, not the deep middle, but the middle of the field. He is an extension of the linebackers. That's what a strong safety is. He is an extension of the linebacker unit. Your free safety is the guy who plays free, sideline to sideline. That's what that is. Who Al Qadim Muhammad? Is that who we're talking about? Al Qadim Muhammad is go fucking figure. He's with Detroit. Yay. And he's having a fucking field day. This guy's having the time of his life up there. Yeah, man. So I'm just looking forward to this game, man. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, we're going to blow them out. I don't know, man. I wish I had the answers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we can have Donovan Wilson covering in the back and Malik Hooker down in the Al Harris. Oh, Al Harris, yeah. We did not give him the next promotion he would have got was the one that he has now. You know what I'm saying? We had to give him a promotion. In fact, if we wanted to keep him, we would have had to make him our defensive coordinator. So he has a label with Chicago. He's not their coordinator. He's not their defensive coordinator. I think he's a defensive coordinator's assistant, though. He still has a higher title. So that's why Al Harris isn't here. And Al Harris definitely worked wonders. I think she probably did mean Al Harris. She probably did. She probably did mean Al Harris. I wasn't sure if she was talking about Al Harris or Al Qadim Muhammad, because that dude is having his way in fucking Detroit right now. It's sickening. It's sickening. You know what I'm saying? No more Buddy Johnson. He's gone. You got who else? Yes, he would have. And I think I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I mean, I think he probably would have been like another Steve Wilkes. I think he probably would have been like another Aaron Glenn. You know what I'm saying? Zion Childress. Ugh, that one hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt probably the most. You know what I'm saying? So we just let's take it one game at a time. Let's not get our hopes up. Let's not. You know what I mean? Let's not think that that we're dead in the water because we're 1-2-1. We're not dead in the water. We're not. We can be a much better team. We can be a much better defense. I don't think this offense is already going to get better when you take a look at the guys coming back. You know, your Jonathan Mingos, one win, one fucking win. But that's the beauty of it. Because just like we're going to go play an 0-4 team, we're 1-2-1. That's disgusting to say. Almost as equally as disgusting as 0-4. So we're just as desperate as that team. We are just as desperate. Do not tempt a desperate man. Now it comes down to, is my scheme better than yours? I hope so. I haven't heard anything. Let me see. Let me see something here. Let me see. Transactions. Let's see. Kalen Carson was okay. Paris Campbell to the practice squad. I am not seeing any elevations. Corey Ballentine. I don't even know. Wesley French. Davian Clowney. Ryan Flournoy, active roster. Christian Matthew. Perry Allen Free. I am not seeing any elevations. I am not seeing any other elevations. I do know who was elevated. Was there anybody elevated? That's the question. Oh, elevation. Let's see. Of course, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to find that information out for you right now. Elevations. It'd be nice if I could spell it right. 25. Let's see. Practice squad. It's not really giving me anything on elevations. I would like to know. I'm not really seeing anything on elevations, but I mean, that's not to say not being different on defense. Michael may have been only because Matt's scheme was basically set up around. Exactly. 100% I agree with you. But yeah, as far as the whole Micah thing is concerned, I'm kind of over it. Kind of over the whole Micah thing because he's gone. Like he's in Green Bay right now. Everybody's making such a big deal out. Well, if we'd have paid Micah, $47 million? Because guess what? If you did that, then you won't be able to sign GP. If you did that, you wouldn't have been able to sign DaRon Bland. If you did that, you wouldn't have been able to sign Tyler Smith. Just saying. Then we'd be having the same conversation next year. Oh, well, are we going to sign DaRon Bland? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not forget, Micah requested the trade. But you know who didn't request a trade? Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark didn't request a trade. So who did who dirty? Did we do Micah dirty? Or did Green Bay do Kenny Clark dirty? Yes, he would have. He would have. But instead, we went to go pay Dak and CD. If there's anybody in this situation that I feel bad for, that I want to have more success than any, is Kenny Clark. He didn't choose to be traded. He didn't ask for that. He didn't want that. He didn't want to be traded. He was fine being in Green Bay for the rest of his career. And I don't blame him because I'd want to finish where I started too. I'd want to finish where I started too. But Green Bay didn't give him that option. True. It was $40 million before Miles got. Here's how it played out. It was going to be, honestly, I don't even think it was going to be 39. I think it was going to be like 35. I think it would have been like 35, a little bit more than what Jay Jetta's got. Probably like 36. I'll shoot for the moon and say 36. Okay. Then it went up because TJ Watt got paid. Then it was Max Crosby. Then it was Myles Garrett. 42 would have been fine. I think Jerry would have been fine with 42. But the minute David Mulligetta, the minute you decided to say, I don't want to be a Dallas Cowboy anymore, was the day Jerry said, yeah, you know what? Now, he took that off the table. He took that off the table when he got his agent involved. Now, Jerry, you're acting like a petulant child because he got his agent involved. Everybody has an agent. You just work with DaRon Bland's agent. You just work with Tyler Smith's agent. You just signed the highest APY, and Dak Prescott going through his agent, going through CD's agent. So it's not that you don't like to work with the agent. The fact is, you and Micah had a handshake deal. Then Micah went to your son to get just a little bit more. Then he said, I'm going to get my agent involved. That's why it started at 40, 40.5. Yeah. Oh, listen. Micah is not absolved. Micah is not absolved in his role. He is not absolved in his role. Nothing. I'm not going to say that he hasn't done anything positive. He saved Dak quite a few times in that past game. He saved Dak quite a few times. So I'm not going to say he hasn't done anything. Would we like to see him do a lot more? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd love to see Hunter Lipke do a lot more. But here's the thing. I don't think Hunter Lipke can do a lot more because of the dudes that you got. The fact that you have Javonte Williams. We didn't know that. Us as fans didn't see Javonte Williams coming out like this. The coaches have more of an intimate relationship with him, so they get to see this on a daily basis. True. He's not been great, but remember, we're only paying this dude like $4, $5, $6, $7 million. He's not really getting paid that much. You know what I'm saying? Now, do we still want production out of him? Yeah, you're on this team. I need to see production out of you. If I'm going to be sitting here singing your praises, I expect to see something for me to sing your praises. But if you listen, this is the first time I'm talking about it. I can't sing your praises if you don't do shit. I can sing Miles Sanders' praises. He's got 2 touchdowns. I think, 2 touchdowns in the 4 games. And in one of those games, he fumbled and then still got a touchdown. So, like, I can sing his praises. Exactly. He only gets like 7 plays. So it's either he can't do what we want him to do, or Dak doesn't trust him. And I don't think Dak trusts him. Sorry, I don't think Dak trusts him. Especially when think about it. You got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson and Ryan Flournoy and Jonathan Mingo. I'm not even going to shit on the young man. And Jalen Tolbert. He may not be consistent, but when he's needed, he shows up. He may not be consistent, but if he's needed, he shows up. He showed up in that Green Bay game. Showed up in a big way. True indeed. I'm not denying it. I am not denying it. But at the same time, Miles Sanders needs to protect the ball better. Javonte Williams, that fumble in Chicago, he needs to protect the ball better. George Pickens coming across the middle. If you can get your hands on it, you got to catch it. CeeDee Lamb, if a ball's right there on your chest, you got to catch that, bro. No one is absolved. Everybody has something with them. Dak, you shouldn't have thrown that ball. You shouldn't have threw that ball in that Chicago game, coming on the mesh concept. You shouldn't have threw that ball. But I understand it's a gotta have it play. No one's absolved. No one is absolved. That's partially why we don't see some of the players, why we don't see them. Exactly. You have to protect the ball. Hey, like I said, that's the number 1 rules of receiver. That's how I started my football career. I was a wide receiver. Move to tight end. Move to the defensive line. If you can catch if you can touch it, you can catch it. Even if it's with one hand. And we saw George catch a one-hand stab. We've seen that. We just saw in this past game, George just extend hands, grab that ball, getting hit. You know what I'm saying? So we know that these guys can do it. Are they perfect? No. There's going to be things that happen in the game, in the course of a game. There's going to be things that happen. Things outside of your control. Dak threw the ball. I can't remember his name. 49 for Chicago. Comes out of nowhere. Grabs that out of the air. Can't account for that. Maybe I should have threw it. Maybe I should have threw a better pass. Maybe I should have threw it away. It was a gotta have it play. So I can't really be mad. Like, all right, fine, he threw an interception. Whatever. The game's over anyway. Let's move on. Next game, he comes out and he balls out. He balls the fuck out. Jalen Tolbert, the dude who's been missing in action since week 1, comes out of nowhere, making crazy catches, getting open, blocking so much better. George Pickens bullying receivers, blocking, just pushing them off the ball. Those are the things. Those are the things that help you create a better culture for your team. And if we want dogs, we want them all to have the same mentality. Go eat. No one can get in here to eat your food. That is your food. Go eat. That's what we want from our team. That's what I want from my team. If there's an expectation, it's that. Follow suit. You see Maris Leofau thumping and hitting? Well, I need you to do the same thing, the rest of my linebackers. If you see Jadeveon Clowney coming in after not playing football in 8 months and immediately get in the backfield, follow suit, the rest of my edges. If I got Kenny Clark coming in here blasting through double teams and getting tackles for loss and pressures, Osa, Solomon, I need the same thing. Jay Toia, Mozzie Smith, I need the same thing from y'all because there should be no drop off. There should be no drop off. These dudes should be terrified. I want teams to be terrified. Oh shit, we got Dallas today. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. Yeah, get the ice baths ready. Yeah, that's the type of team I want. This is Texas. Everything we do here is big. Unfortunately, I'm from Pennsylvania. I don't live in Texas, but it is what it is. This is Texas. We do everything big. So go out there and show them what you got. Real talk. I appreciate y'all being on with me, man. Thanks for listening to me talk and chat and rant for the last 90 minutes, man. It's always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably might do something tomorrow because Sunday I'm definitely going to the game. You know, I'm going to show my ass a little bit. I won't get into any trouble. I will be back Monday probably or Sunday night after the game so we can talk it through. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's a win. You know what I'm saying? And with that said, man, it's your boy Hoodie Kush, man, with the Basement Boys. I appreciate y'all being here with me. I want everybody to be safe, man. And enjoy y'all weekend. All right? I'm out.